Good evening. Good evening. Sorry, I'm running a touch late tonight. I did not watch the watch very well, so I'm still busy setting up. But I'm here and ready to chat to you guys. Good evening, Ceci and Piwi and Yoma and Tebogo. Good evening. If you have any questions, you know how it works, or hopefully you know how it works. You pop it in, and I will see if I can answer you. Okay. Any questions? Honorable says we're ready to learn now. Fantastic, Honorable. If you're ready to learn, then start asking away and let's see what I can teach you. Let me just set up this thing here and we'll make things a bit easier. There we go. That should do the trick. There we go. Now I can talk to you guys. Good evening and welcome to Thursday night's live Q&A session. Nice to see some of you guys again. And hopefully we'll have a full house. Good evening. Love and Paula and Rasha and Blessed and Princess. Good evening, folks. What can we tell you tonight with regards to a bit of financial planning? I have to answer a lot of questions, I'd rather say, in regards to investments. Quite a lot of people asking always about pension funds and so on. So let's see what comes up tonight. Are we going to carry on with pensions and investments? Or are you going to have questions on life cover and life policies, wills, trusts, funeral plans, etc. Plenty of things to talk about. Short-term insurance, medical age, you name it, we can try it all. Hello, Maya and Sia, good evening. Let's see who else we've got in TK. Good evening. Rashmi, good evening. Honorable, thank you for liking the live. Jump in and ask questions, folks. Anybody, any questions, anything to do with financial planning, financial advice, I will try and answer it for you and see if I can, well, help you in a direction, help you in the right direction. Let's put it that way. Quite a lot of questions lately with regards to tax-free investments as well. One specifically that stands out is asking if I have put in my 500,000 Rand over a 14 to 15 year term as allowed by legislation into a tax-free plan, can I then withdraw some of the funds, use it and then top it up again? And the answer is actually no. On tax-free investments, it's 500,000 Rand for the lifetime for your lifetime, basically. Okay, Honorable says, which is better between a 32-day notice account and a fixed deposit account at Capitec? Honorable, I can't really tell you because I am not a specialist in bank products. I don't deal with bank products. But what I would think is that one should go and have a look at the interest rate first of all to see which one offers the best interest rate. Then you must go and look at liquidity. On a fixed account, you are fixed in for whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. On a 32-day account, you can actually give notice and withdraw your funds. And then you have to look at the amount of money it is and whether you're going to pay tax on the interest that you earn. Would it be wise to then make use of an investment like this, or should you be investing in something else that's more tax efficient? So a number of factors that you need to take into consideration before you make the decision. Biwi says, government has an early retirement package for 55 to 59. Will it be wise to go for it? Biwi, it's actually a number of people have now asked this. Now, in the previous round, because this early retirement package has been coming for a number of months. It's just not just now, it's been coming for a number of months. But the latest round of packages that's being offered for people to leave in March or November next year seems to be better because it is without penalty. So I've had a number of people that's asked me the same question, but they are all at the age of about 58. So they've only got like 2 years before their official retirement. And based on the calculations that we've done for them, it seems worthwhile to take the package. It actually seems like you are not going to lose anything. You're not going to be penalized by anything. The only penalization that I can see, or not penalization, it's rather the only thing that you're going to lose out on that I can see, is your 13th check. So if you were to accept this early retiral offer, and let's say you've got 2 years to go, then you will basically miss out on the 13th check on each of these years. And then in terms of the annual increases, let's say that the pension fund gives an annual increase to pensioners of 5%, while you would have received 7% if you were still employed, then there's a 2% discrepancy. But that's about all. That's the only penalties or only shortfalls that I can see. Except for that, it seems like a very, very good offer. Like I say, we've done a number of calculations for a number of people that are incidentally at the age of 58 to 59. And for all of them, it seems absolutely worthwhile to take the package. I've got 1 or 2 clients that we still need to do the calculations on who are actually at the age of 55. But I believe that based on what we have seen, it's going to be pretty much the same. So I do think that the package is pretty decent. And I think that people that wish to retire early could very well make use of this package. And I'm not going to say it's wise or not wise, because I think wise is rather, wise goes further than just the money. Okay, wise is, listen here, do I want to resign? Do I want to go and retire now? Do I love my job and I would rather stay until I'm 60 and get some job satisfaction, keep my brain going? So I think it's very difficult to say, is it wise? Because from a financial point of view, it looks like you're going to be the same whether you take the early package or whether you wait until official retirement. So you can't really say from a financial point whether it's going to be, that it's not going to be wise. But I think it's other factors that needs to be taken into consideration. Best cricketer, I see. I would like to set up a meeting in person. You discuss my current financial plan. Best cricketer, that's very easy to do. I'll give you my WhatsApp number. Hold on a second. Let me just grab my phone. Okay, let me just grab my phone. I've done this previously. And my WhatsApp number is in all my social media profiles in any case. But just to help you out. So my WhatsApp number is 060-541-4685. 060-541-4685. Send me a WhatsApp and then we can take it from there. I ask a consultation fee of 1,500 Rand for the first consultation, which includes a planning session, information gathering session, and a feedback session. And then after this, any future fees I will discuss with you. And basically, when you contact me on WhatsApp and you are happy to pay my consultation fee, I'll send you an email with dates and times as well as documentation. And then we take it from there. We set up the appointment. Okay, Best Cricketer, I hope to hear from you. Let's see, what have I missed now? I know I always miss a few. Oh, I think I've just skipped a few. Never mind, missed a few. Okay. Honorable, thanks for the advice. Only a pleasure, Honorable, only a pleasure. Let's see if there's anybody out. Kunta says, that's right, Corne. Thank you very much. I don't know whether we're talking about the bank products we discussed or the GPF, but thank you, Kunta. I appreciate you confirming that I was right. Advice on paying less VAT. Mandula, my man, that is a very difficult one because VAT is related to doing business. You pay VAT on the products or the services that you sell because you charge VAT and you pay VAT. My personal opinion is at the end of the day, whatever you are going to pay in VAT is justifiable because you can invoice for it. So if you sell something for 1,000 Rand, you invoice it for that 1,000 Rand plus 15% VAT, 1,150. So just go and do the calculation. Keep the 150 to the side so that you can pay the VAT to the taxman. I mean, that's as easy as that. I don't know why people have such a major problem with that. It's purely because people don't plan their own finances in business. If you charge that VAT, put it to the side so you can pay it to SARS. I've done that from day one that I have had to be registered for VAT. And you know what? You have always, when you do VAT returns, you can deduct a lot of things. You can write off things against VAT. And I've always found that because I can do that, I actually pay over less VAT than what I get in. So to me, it works fantastic. I love that. I think that is fantastic from my business perspective. But yes, a lot of people always complain about the VAT, and I can't understand why. Because I mean, if you've invoiced for it and you're going to take it, then you should be paying it out, because it's never been yours. It's always been SARS's VAT. They implemented for that reason. Okay, Mandulo, since I can't give you an answer on how to reduce it, I'll just tell you that part. Okay, let's see. Lorraine joined. Thank you, valuable, appreciate it. It's a pleasure, Pee-wee. Pee-wee, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Jen, how would you describe financial success? Jen, you know what? I don't think financial success is tied to a number, okay? I don't think financial success is tied to the amount of assets that you have. I think financial success is that if you're in a situation that any more money that you make won't give you or buy you more than what you have, and you are therefore satisfied with what you have, then you have reached financial success. Financial success is when I am satisfied with what I have, what my income is, I can live within my means, and I have enough. I think the reason people don't see financial success like that, just hold on a second please, Meliflo. Sit net daai lig off and hy on flicker. Sorry, I've got a globe that's busy going and it's driving me nuts. So yeah, that's my opinion about financial success, Jen. It's yeah, there we go. Thank you, my darling. It's financial success is not a number, it's not an asset. It's, am I satisfied with what I have in life? And for anybody in life, if you can reach a point where you are satisfied, where you are content with your own life and your own life standard, you will already have financial success. And funny enough is that when anybody reaches that point, they seem to start making more money. Just happens. The universe then works towards it. I hope it helps, Jen. Wow, now we've skipped a whole lot. Okay, folks, you must just hang on, yeah? I have to go back, otherwise I will feel very bad if I miss somebody. There we go. Pleasure. Tandile, Noster. A lot of people joining, all listening to night. It seems like not too many people are asking questions. They're just sitting here listening to me carrying on. Nkosi says, question, platforms to use for investing. Nkosi, there are so many platforms, my mate. It's unbelievable. Whoa, sorry. Now I almost tipped over my water. I mean, you should know about just about all the big insurance companies in South Africa. Sanlam, Old Mutual, Momentum, Discover, Liberty. You should know about a lot of the investing houses. 91, Investec, Marriott, Ellen Gray, Coronation. Then there's a bunch of alternative investment companies. There's a bunch of private equity companies. There is really so many. At the end of the day, nobody, there's too many companies to know, never mind too many portfolios. So I don't think anybody can tell whether one platform is better than another platform, or whether this platform is the best for you or that platform. I think that one should invest with knowledge. And what I mean by that is you must investigate the company that you wish to invest in. That you should do. But there's really so many platforms. Us as financial advisors, I don't care what any financial advisor out there says, us as financial advisors, we don't even know all the investment companies that you can use in South Africa. We don't even know all the investment portfolios or unit trusts you can invest in South Africa. There is, quite frankly, just too much. So even as financial advisors, we go and pick a company or two or three that we build a good relationship with, build trust in, and we support those companies rather than try and go and pick the best out of 500 different companies. So there's just plenty. Really, there's plenty. You must just get some advice or go and do a bit of a search. You will find enormous amount of companies that you can invest in and portfolios. Let's see who's next. There's an enormous amount of people coming in and out tonight. Someone says, hi, I'm level 3 work, 38 years, and I'm 57. Is it a good idea to take the early retirement? Someone, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I explained to people that the early retirement offer that's on the table seems to be a very good offer. The calculations we've done so far for people that are 58 years old seems like they will walk away without any penalty. So it's advisable if they want to go. For you, that's 57, 38 years, level 3, it's most probably going to be as well. But I can't give you a definite yes or no. At the end of the day, the only way to know and to really know is to go and take what that offer is that they put on the table. Go and see what that gratuity is that they're offering you, what the tax implications is going to be, because obviously there's going to be a tax implication, how it will line up with what your expected retirement lump sum and pension fund monies would have been, income would have been, and then only can you make an informed decision. I still believe that, or I do believe that there might be a little bit of funding that you lose out on because you won't get your 13th check in the years that you retire. But that's about it. The offer really seems good. And I think for those people that want to take it, if the rest of their personal circumstances is in line with the offer, then I cannot see any reason why somebody should not take the offer. Okay. Just get the calculations done, someone. Just do the calculations. Ikomo, where can I park 100K for the next 5 years? Ikomo, that's just about the same question as the previous gentleman. Because there's so many companies, there is so many portfolios, there's so many unit trusts, there's so many alternative investments. There's really so many options, but it is 100% going to depend on yourself. Because you're going to have to decide with your 100,000 Rand, over and above the fact that you've now decided that you want to park it for 5 years. You have to decide how much risk you want to take with it. So how aggressive are you willing to invest that money? You need to decide how much liquidity do you need. If you need access to the funds, do you need to withdraw it, or must it just be fixed in there for the next 5 years that you can't touch it? And then, of course, it depends on your total personal circumstances. Do you have debt that needs to be paid off, which might actually be a better investment? And trust me, folks, if you owe 100,000 Rand on a credit card, for example, on which you are paying anything between 20 and 24% interest, it's better to take your 100,000 Rand to pay off your credit card than put it into an investment. So I cannot really tell you because I don't know you as an individual. I don't know what your needs are. But there is really so many places that you can invest 100,000 Rand for 5 years for. You're welcome to contact me on the WhatsApp number that I gave earlier. Myself or one of my advisors can assist you and do a planning session, then make recommendations. Plow time. How much do you charge for a consult? Plow time, I charge 1,500 Rand for the first consultation. which is an information gathering session, a planning session, and a feedback session. And then from there, if we do work together going forward and I become your full-time financial advisor, any future fees will then be discussed with you. But that's it. 1,500 Rand is my consultation fee for the first consult. I do have 11 advisors in my company that can also assist, and they do not ask a consultation fee. So you're always welcome to contact me and I can put you in contact with one of them. I know their strengths, so if you tell me what it is exactly that you need a consult on, I can even tie you up and match you up with an advisor that's going to be best suited to your needs. Okay, there we go, Plow Time. Interesting names that people always have. Plow Time, goodness gracious. Okay. Sujay says, so how much money should we have if I wanted to retire at 45 and have an income of 50K? Oh no, man, Sujay, you can't come and ask me a question like that. What? I mean, I need to go and do calculations on this. It's not like I know all these figures out of my head. Yesterday. Oh man, let's see if I can do a quick calculation here. So you say you want retire 50,000 Rand a month. You want 600,000 Rand per year, and you want that from the age of 45 for the rest of your life. Goodness gracious. Let me see if I'm close to having the right one here. R15 million. There we go. That's how much, Sujay. You need 15 million Rand in order to retire with 50,000 Rand at the age of 45. I do think that 15 million is on the edge. So I would go as far as saying, just to build in a bit of fat and make sure that you're not going to come up short, 18 million. And then Sujay says, can you buy a TA at 45? Are you not referring to an RA, retirement annuity? I think, yeah, retirement annuity. That's what you're actually asking for. Sujay, you can buy a retirement annuity at absolutely any age that you want to. There is no limitation. As a matter of fact, I've got a number of clients that started taking out retirement annuities when they went into retirement. For the plain and simple reason, when they went into retirement, they had enough money and enough income that they could do a retirement annuity. And by doing the retirement annuity, they were actually saving themselves on income tax, because now those contributions on the retirement annuities, they can still deduct annually from their annual tax returns. So I've got clients that are in their 70s and they are still paying retirement annuities purely because they're still getting the tax deduction and they don't need the income. So yes, absolutely, retirement annuity, you can buy any age, 45, 55, 65, 75. In terms of the life annuity is anytime from the age of 55 and later in life, you can take up a life annuity or living annuity from the money within your retirement annuity. Remember, the retirement annuity is the investment you do until the day that you retire. The life or living annuity, that is the income option plan that you take when you decide, now I want to take my retirement annuity and I want to convert it into giving me an income. So life annuity and living annuity from the age of 55 later, retirement annuity for as long as you want. There is no limitation. Mickey says, is Airbnb arbitrage worth it? Mickey, I know arbitrage. Airbnb arbitrage, not sure that I know what that is. I know Forex arbitrage. I have not seen Airbnb arbitrage. So I can't tell you whether it's worth it. But if Airbnb arbitrage is what it sounds like, which is basically in a house or a flat or a townhouse or something, that is being rented out as an Airbnb, and now they say it's in the form of arbitrage. Man, I don't know how they can do that, because I don't know how you can guarantee a buying price and a selling price when it comes to Airbnb. I might be completely off of subject here with regards to what you're talking about, and I may have to go and actually search Airbnb arbitrage, but it's not something that I know of or have dealt with. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do I do? I don't know why this person is asking me 110 times, what do I do? But what do I do? I'm a financial advisor. That's what I do. I give financial advice. I have a financial advice company, and we do consultations with people. We give them financial advice. We implement products in line with the advice that we give them. And basically, that's what we do. I don't know if that answers it for you. Arun, 100 million. What about 100 million, Arun? Is that what you think is necessary for somebody to retire with at the age of 45? Tell you, a couple of people can retire at the age of 45 with 100 million. Sorry, how much would you need to have to get the 50K per month? Well, you see, Sujay, it's actually very difficult to answer this, because remember, when you go into, when you convert capital into income, okay, you can basically take as much income from that as you wish. So you can literally have 3 million rand in the bank, okay, and start taking a 50,000 rand a month income. All that's going to mean is that you're going to finish that 3 million rand within 5 years, because you're taking such a big income from that capital. If you take money out of a pension fund and you invest it in a living annuity, then you can take anything between 2.5% and 17.5% income. So if you're going to take 2.5% as an income, you're most probably going to need about 10 or 12 million. And then you're going to get your 50,000 random, you can take 10 or 20, 10 million and draw 17.5%, you get your 50,000. But then once again, your capital will be exhausted in a very short period of time. Alternatively, you could most probably have, like Arun said, 100 million rand and draw 2.5%. And then your income will last you and your capital will last you for the rest of your life. So how much you need, what we do as financial advisors, and this is a FAMSA calculation, this is not a proper calculation, is we say if you want a certain income, I need to go and determine what capital amount, total capital amount do I need, and if I take 4% of that capital amount as an income, then that should last the client for the rest of his life. And that's why I said to you, in order to get 50,000 rand a month, 15 million should get you that 50,000 rand a month for the rest of your life. But like I also said, 18 million would be better, because then you start with an even lower drawdown and you are guaranteed that your money will last. And Spence says, you're looking older this week. Was it maybe your birthday? Thank you, Ants, man. As if you don't know. Yes, brother. It was my birthday yesterday. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You little whatever. Mickey says 18 million. Yes, 18 million. There we go. There we go. There we go. Number one says, I'm 72. How much do I need? And can I put my old brother in life cover to retire early? He's 86. Okay. So, number one, let me first of all say, your brother, you can't give your brother life cover at the age of 86. He's now too old. He's not going to qualify for life cover anymore, okay? Unfortunately. How much do you need? Well, once again, that's almost like the question I just answered now for Sujay, in terms of how much capital do you need to get a certain income. It depends. It absolutely depends from person to person on how aggressive they're willing to accept, how much guarantees they want. The more guarantees you need, the higher your capital must be. the more aggressive you're going to be with your investment, more risk you're willing to take with the investment, the lesser capital you need. So that's basically how it works. And you've got your pros and cons to both sides. And that's where I, as a financial advisor, actually make my living, by doing these calculations for people and showing people, okay, if you've got this amount of capital and we do this, this is the pros and the cons. If you've got this amount of capital, we can do this, and this is the pros and cons. And that's where I give guidance to clients with regards to can they or can they not retire. So I cannot tell you how much you need, because I don't know how much you want. And you are 72 years old, you can live until 102. So it's also difficult. If you were to live to the actual life expectancy of 84, women's life expectancy is 84, and I know that you're just going to live from 72 to 84, then I know it's 12 years. And then I know you need a lot less capital in order to survive, in order to give you an income until that age. But because I don't know, because you could potentially live until the age of 102, 112, I have to go and calculate a capital amount based on the income that you want and something that is sustainable for the rest of your life. Now, your brother is already 86, and men's life expectancy is 78. So he's already surpassed the life expectancy by 8 years, which tells me, as a family, you guys seem to live longer than the average, which means that you, as an individual, is most probably going to need more capital for whatever your income need is. Okay, and thank you. Let's see. Okay, let's see who's next year. Why is the growth so low on RA or no growth? Dollar Girl, if your growth on your retirement annuity is low or you're not getting growth, then you are invested in the wrong retirement annuity and you are in the wrong portfolio. That I can tell you. I mean, the portfolios that we deal in for our clients is getting 9 to 9.5% on average per annum in terms of growth. That's not a bad growth, considering you get that 9.5%, and that's before you have received your rebate on your retirement annuity contributions. If you add that rebate, then suddenly your return on investment is substantially more. It's then 30 to 40%. So, Dollar Girl, I'm sorry to say, but if your retirement annuity is not performing, it is not a good retirement annuity, or the portfolio that you're in is not a good portfolio. And it's time to review that investment and see what changes can be made in order for you to get a better return on your investment. Mickey says, no worries, thanks for the attempt, only a pleasure. But says, if I hypothetically won 8 million, what should I do to make that money work for me? My man, that is such a such an interesting question. So what I normally tell people is, if you win 8 million, okay, the first thing you do is you go on holiday. You go on holiday for 6 weeks. You turn off your phone. You go and lie next to the beach. You drink pina coladas. You eat the best food there is. You just spoil yourself for 6 to 8 weeks. Just to get it out of your system. To get the spending out of your system. And then when you come back, then you decide what to do with it. And once again, 8 million rand, I can tell you, listen, yeah, I would go and invest it in a variety of investments for you, in a variety of portfolios, and I can show you how that 8 million will grow for you into the future and what your potential returns will be, and. Somebody else is going to tell you, hey, take the 8 million rand and go and start the business. So the next person is going to tell you, take that 8 million, put it in alternative investments. It's all going to depend on you as an individual, how much risk you're willing to take in terms of the investments you want to do, and what the return is that you want at the end of the day. The one thing that I do recommend is, no matter how much you win, keep on working. stay employed. It is amazing if we stop working, how quickly we lose the will to live, I almost want to say, because you don't have anything to live for anymore. And then the other thing that's amazing is with people winning this amount of money, the amount of people that lose that money or that waste that money within a short period of time. Statistics says that less than 5% of people that wins a lotto or a jackpot or something that is large, less than 5% of them keep that money and even make it grow for themselves. More than 5%, 95% of people lose the money within a very short period of time, 2 to 3 years maximum, and are then even poorer than what they were before the time. Okay, so there you go. Hypothetical question, hypothetical answer. Piff says, want to start a pension fund for the kids. Is there a minimum monthly contribution or S&P and gold better? So the minimum retirement annuity depends from company to company. There are companies that still take premiums as little as, I think, 300 and 350 Rand a month. Okay. So that is one option. The other thing, or is S&P or gold better? Well, at the moment, gold has had a run like hell. I mean, makes no mistake. And I actually listened to some specialists yesterday explain to me why gold has had this fantastic run. My mind's still spinning. My brain's still spinning because I still can't really understand what the whole concept. So I'm going to listen to them again. But based on the specialists, the fund managers that we listened to yesterday, gold has had a wonderful run and they expect it to flatten out now and to have a more natural growth rate going into the future and not be on this high-speed train that it's been on for the last while. S&P 500 is like, you know, it's a benchmark that's being used, and the portfolios are structured like the S&P 500. That's always done well. So I cannot see that could be a mistake. My honest opinion is, with regards to your question here, pension fund, S&P or gold, I don't think it matters which one of the three you take, because at the end of the day, all three investments, if your children leave it for a long period of time, is going to give them a wonderful return investment. So it almost doesn't matter which one you choose. As long as your children are financially disciplined enough not to start using the money the moment they turn 18 and go and buy, I don't know, nonsense with it. I hope I've answered you there, Piff. 6.9. Louise, pleasure, Louise. Naileen, good evening, Naileen. L5050, what is the basic capital total of people in SA going on pension at 65? Alf, do I look like a statistician, my man? I have absolutely no idea. I don't have any idea how many people in South Africa goes on pension at the age of 65. And I also don't know what the capital amount is that they have to go on pension with. I think the amounts are staggering. I think there is a substantial amount of people that goes on. But I am not a statistician. I cannot answer this question. Sorry, Alf. Arun, you do discovery products? Arun, I do. I can do discovery products. I have a contract with them. So yes, I can do discovery products. Although, as much as I can do discovery products, I am not the most knowledgeable person on all of their products. Discovery has got, in my view, a very complicated system with their vitality and benefits and whatever. But it works for people. What I can tell you is I've got 2 advisors in my company that are much better and knowledgeable when it comes to discovery products. So normally when I have technical questions about these products and stuff like that, I run to them, they help me, and then we guide the clients. Nikki says yes, most definitely. What is most definitely, Nikki? Hilton, good evening. Good evening. Nalene says, where would you advise one go on holiday for 6 to 8 weeks? I'm ready. Cape Town. Oh, Cape Town. Western Cape. Namibia. Oh, beautiful. Go to Namibia. Go and do the garden route. Oh, just go and spend some time there. Northern Cape. It's amazing. Those dry places in Northern Cape is absolutely amazing. The places they have that you could go on. Go to the Bushveld, Kruger National Park. Oh, lovely. Natal, there's some stuff. There's plenty of places. Nalene, go to them. Well, you know what? Just don't go to Zanzibar or Mauritius or one of those places. 6 to 8 weeks there is a pretty long time because there's not much to do. Nikki says, don't tell your friends. I agree 100%, Nikki. If you win 8 million rand, don't tell your friends. It's part of the reason why I say go on holiday for 6 to 8 weeks. You want to get that excitement out of you. You want to just go and have a few pina coladas and eat good meals, whatever, until that excitement subsides. That's the first thing. And the second thing is you do not tell your friends. It's amazing. People who win money, that come into big money, even with its inheritance, how suddenly they find long lost family members that they didn't know. Friends become people that they've just barely met once or twice, become their best friends. It's amazing. So yeah, don't tell your friends. Arun, why does not get taught in school and university? Arun, we keep on asking that question ourselves, and then you go and have a look at what they do teach at school and university. And the smart people that creates the curriculums thinks that this is good. It's good to do these weird and wonderful mathematics that nobody understands in the economics and so on. So I don't know. We've been talking about starting a school, a practical school for children for a long time. And yes, I hope in my lifetime that we're going to get it off the ground. Vickers, what is the best way to invest 50,000 Rand? Vickers, I hope you're not the Vickers I know. I can't tell you what the best way is because there's so many investment opportunities out there. But investments depend on a person's individual needs. It depends on how much risk you're willing to take, how long you want to invest for, how much liquidity you want that money to have, etc., etc. Whether you want tax rebates, whether it must be tax efficient, etc., etc. So there's a number of questions that I cannot answer for you. What I can tell you, Vickers, and this is what I keep on telling everybody, is the most important thing is to start. Even if you take that 50,000 Rand, okay, and you go to the bank and you put it into a money market account, it's a start because you're going to start earning interest. Just start. Start your investment journey somewhere. From there, start educating yourself. So if you've got the 50,000 Rand, go and put it into a money market account tomorrow so that you can start earning interest. And then you start educating yourself. Go and listen, speak to some financial advisors to give you some advice. Go and read up, go and look at YouTube videos. There is so much information out there these days. Get 2 or 3 financial advisor opinions and then start your journey. Then, I mean, if you've done this for a few weeks or a few months, your 50,000 Rand has earned a bit of interest in that period of time. And then you can make an informed decision about where you can go and invest it to get a better return that's more tax efficient. Just start. That's the first thing. Mosiri says, how about compound investment for my kids and how should I invest every month? So Modisi, yes, that's the idea with regards to any investment that we do for children. Whether you're going to do a tax-free investment for a child or a study policy as they call it or retirement annuity, the intention is that it should be an investment that you get compound growth on. And compound growth basically means growth on growth on growth on growth. So, for your children, you have to decide why you want to invest. Are you investing so that they will one day have an easy retirement? Then you start with a retirement annuity for your children. If you decide you just want to invest for them so that in the future they can use it to buy a car, put down as a deposit on a house, go on a holiday, then you can make use of a tax-free investment or an endowment. So you have to decide what the investment for your children is for, when you want them to have it, and then you can decide what type of investment. And then how should you invest on a monthly basis? Well, you should invest based on what your needs is. Once again, do you need to invest for retirement? Then a retirement annuity is most probably best thing. Are you in a high tax bracket, 30% and more? Then a tax-free investment, retirement annuity or endowment is most probably the best investment for you. Are you in a low tax bracket, under 30%? Then it could be a unit trust, a tax-free, or even a retirement annuity. So in order to decide how you should be investing on a monthly basis, you need to figure out what it is that you want to invest for, do a planning session, and make your choices in terms of the product and then the portfolio based on why you want to invest. And if you can do it yourself, do it. Otherwise, speak to a financial advisor that you trust. And I keep on telling people, if you go and speak to one financial advisor and you don't feel comfortable, ask them to give you a report. They are supposed to give you an investment report or a planning report, and go and see a second and a third person until you find the person that you feel comfortable working with. Okay. Gold going to dump to 3. Yeah, well, gold has taken a bit of a hit, but it's not that bad or not too bad yet. So we'll see what's going to happen. Amanda says the best one is the one that won't attract the lowest form of. Amanda says the best one is the one that won't attract the lowest form of tax. I suppose what you mean is the best investment is the one that attracts the lowest form of tax. Sometimes, not always. Retirement annuity give a return of 9.5%. Like I said earlier, that's what we get. Endowments, if you invest in a global equity fund, gives 14%. So it depends. Again, tax is one of the factors that needs to be taken into consideration when investing. But tax is not the be-all and end-all. And folks, I'll keep on saying this. Just start investing. It's amazing to me how often people want to argue with me about it's better to have a retirement annuity or endowment, or it's better to buy property and rent it out. People want to argue about what is the best possible product, but they're not investing. Why do you argue about something if you're not going to do it? So the important thing is just start. That's the important thing. Fresh Classic Central Radio. What's your opinion? Whoops, there goes Fresh Classic. Goodness. Hold on, there we go. What's your opinion on the rand manipulation? If you have not spoken of it, I'm not sure I understand what you say. What my opinion is on the rand manipulation? Our rand is not being manipulated as far as I know, unless I'm completely out of the loop. Our rand is an absolute free market, so to speak. Our rand was manipulated when we were still in the apartheid years, but it's not anymore. The rand competes like any other currency with the dollar and the yen and the pound and the euro and every other currency out there based on its strength, based on the economy. So I honestly don't know what you mean when you talk about rand manipulation. You're going to have to give me more there, sir. Sorry about that. Cosmos kind, hallo daar, hoe gaan het met jou, Lana? Ek het vir jou nou al 2 WhatsApps gestuur en 'n e-mail. Jy moet terugkom na my toe, né? Amanda, that will attract lowest form of tax. Yes, Amanda, I think we got that one. The wording was not lekker, but I understand and I agree with you. Investments must be tax efficient. I will not say attract the lowest form of tax, but must be tax efficient. That's what one has to look at, okay? If I want to earn 25K per month, I have 2 million. How will this last and where would you recommend to invest it? Wow, you want to earn 25K. Listen here, I am pretty sure you have sent me an email or a WhatsApp as well, and I think I have answered it. But you say you want to earn 25K and you've got 2 million. So that's 300,000 per annum divided by your 2 million. That means that you want to draw a 15% income, because that's how much you have to draw in order to get a 15K. So what I can tell you is, if you're lucky enough to invest your 2 million rand into an investment that's going to give you a 15% return after cost, then you can take the 25K, because then it will be a break even. The 2 million will give you 15% growth and you'll be drawing 15% income. And the money will last you for the rest of your life if everything stays stable. It will just not increase. 25K will not increase. But if you invest and the growth that you get is less than 15%, your capital and your income will start nosediving. And whether it is going to be finished within 7 years or 14 years or 17 years is going to depend 100% on how close or how far away you are from that 15% return on investment. But yeah, that's what you need. You need a 15% return to get that income. Arun, I like that one. Thailand is cheaper than Cape Town. Absolutely. Go and have the holiday there. The returns from these financial companies, are they before or after tax? So remember your tax-free investment and your retirement annuity, okay? Both of those investments, the growth that you get in retirement annuity and a tax-free investment is tax-free. There is no tax implications on that. If you are investing in endowment, the return that you get is the after-tax return, because the portfolio manager has sorted out the tax for you. If you invested in a unit trust, then it's before tax, because when you withdraw the money, then you pay capital gains tax. So the before after tax is dependent on the type of product that you invested in, okay? See, we're getting to the end here, folks, so let me see who I can still answer. Alf says, sorry, what I meant was, is there a minimum capital that you would need at the age of 65 for pension? Thank you, Alf. Your question was completely boggled my mind early on. Is there a minimum capital that you need at the age of 65 for pension? No, there is not. It very much depends, Alf, on the type of income that you need. Okay? Like I said, I know people that earn 5,000 Rand a month, and they are as happy as can be. They are satisfied with their life standard, they've made peace with it, and they are really happy, joyful people. Then I know people that earn 150,000 Rand a month, and they are the saddest, most miserable people that I've met in my life, because just nothing is ever enough for them. So it's really difficult to say what will be enough and what won't be enough. Because if you take 1 million Rand as an example, and you draw a 5% income from 1 million Rand, you're drawing 50,000 Rand per annum, so that's about 4,000 Rand a month. Now, if you are going to be one of those people that can live on the 4,000 Rand, are going to be happy and satisfied, then there you go. You have enough capital at 65 to retire. But if you are one of those people that's going to need the 50,000 Rand per month, and then it's still not going to be enough and you want more and more, then I think 100 million is not going to be enough for you. It really depends on what you as an individual is expecting and want out of life, how much your capital needs to be. Vickers, and then how is Marcius in the 4am Club? So Vickers, Marcius in the 4am Club or Marcius and the 4am Club? They do different investments to what I do. They do alternative investments. It's not the type of investments that I like to do, because I do not like to do that type of aggressive investments. And I also don't think that it is every person that can invest in something like that, because we have different needs as human beings. So, yes, Marcius and the 4am Club, I believe they are doing very, very well. They've got a market that's very interested in their investments. It's just not the type of investments that I would like to do, or that I like to do. Goeienaand Philip, Full Vision, where to report bad financial advisors. So, Full Vision, where to report bad financial advisors. Okay, so let's just put it this way. You can't really report a bad financial advisor. I mean, if somebody is bad at what they do, they're just bad. It's like going to buy a car. If you get a bad salesman, then just look for another salesman, one that's better. So you can't really report a bad financial advisor. But if you're talking about a financial advisor that has defrauded you, lied to you, done something that's against the spirit of financial advice and therefore against the law, well, first and foremost, you must lay a complaint against that financial advisor with the company that they are working for. So if they're working in a brokerage, you must lay a complaint with the brokerage. If they are working for a company and they are tied to Old Mutual Momentum, you have to lay a complaint to them. Their internal ombudsman or compliance officers must then handle the complaint, and they must give you feedback. If you are not satisfied with that feedback, then you can go to the FSCA, Financial Services. Now I forget the rest of the name. FSCA, just go and Google FSCA, and you can lay a complaint to them with the Financial Services Ombudsman. So that's where you do it. Please explain to living annuity options regarding administration fee costs once off. And Kevin, please explain. Note 2 living annuity options regarding administration fee cost once off or other. I'm not 100% sure I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to living annuities, okay, when the advisor does the living annuity for you, the advisor can ask an upfront commission, okay? And that upfront commission is anything between 0 and 1.7% to be negotiated with you as the client. Then the advisor can take an ongoing advice fee, because they have to obviously keep track of your investment and your portfolios and so on, of between 0 to 1% on an annual basis, also to be negotiated with you. So those are the commissions that can be discussed and negotiated with the advisor. The other fees, such as the portfolio management fee, the admin fee, that is for the insurer or investment company that you're using, and they will all have pretty much stock standard fees on a sliding scale depending on how big the investment is. So I hope that's what you wanted to know, Kevin. Nalene, where would be the best, safest, happiest place for a retiree? House, apartment, retirement complex? Hey, Nalene, I don't know. I think it pretty much depends on every person's personality. I personally do not wish to go to an old age home or retirement village. We have a house that we live in, and a house is situated very nicely here on a kopje in Krugersdorp, and my neighbors are a substantial distance away from me, so I can't bug them too much if I feel like listening to my music a bit loud. And that is how I want to go into my golden years, so to speak. But then there's people I know that these days they buy into retirement villages at the age of 50 and 45 because it's allowed. So I suppose it depends from person to person. Other people want to be in those places because the safety is better. There's really no answer for a question such as this, because it's really dependent on you as an individual and what will feel best and safest and happiest for you. Okay, Kosmoskin, dankie Lana. Paresh says it was trending this week. Paresh, I still don't know. I'll have to go and look, mate. I try and keep up with everything, but sometimes it slips past me. 25k on 2 million will drain quickly. That's way too much income. I agree, Philip. Thank you very much. I think that's what I said as well. Do you know a company that has a living annuity specifically for GPF members? No, Suren. There is no company such as that. And the fact of the matter is that if you wish to make use of a living annuity out of the GPF, your full pension fund, as calculated by formula, will be transferred to the company that will do the living annuity for you. But just remember, the moment you do that, you lose out on those benefits that the GPF offers, such as the medical aid and the funeral benefits. But if you transfer the money from a GPF into a living annuity, the living annuity that's going to be best for you is going to depend on the company, the underlying portfolio, and the advice that goes with it, and therefore the cost that's involved. And no, there is no company that specifically caters for that. And even if there were, I don't think that you would have seen a major benefit to going to such a company. What is the best vehicle to invest 400,000 with low risk? Vakula, my mate. I've answered this question about 20 times tonight. 400,000 Rand low risk bank savings account. It's as easy as that. If you don't want to take risk, go and put your money into a bank savings account. Don't know if it's a good idea. Personally, I will never invest my money in the bank, even if I'm 110. But if it works for you, that's where you go. Where in heaven's name can you get 15% in investment? Nalene, there's actually a number of portfolios that do give 15% return on investment. We actually had a look at, especially Old Mutual International, where I do a lot of investments for clients. We went through their list of portfolios the other day, and we're surprised. Out of their list of portfolios, there was, I think, 12 portfolios that showed returns of 15% and higher. So it is possible. And what I like about it, and that's why I like to do portfolios, is it's a investment that's well diversified, gives you good return on investment, and you are not limited to one asset class, and therefore have that higher risk that you have in one asset class, that if that asset class starts diving, your investment dies. Because on these portfolios, the portfolio manager can move you out of a specific asset class into a different asset class if they see trouble on the horizon. But Nalene, you'll be surprised at how many portfolios there are that gets close to and above the 15%. Folks, I am going to rush through the last of these as I am way past my time and I want to go and sleep now. There we go. Financial Services Advisory Board. Thank you, Arun. I couldn't remember the full name, Nana. 2 options of living annuity. You don't get 2 options, Kevin. You get 1 option. You get a living annuity. The difference between living annuities is, once again, the amount of income you're going to take. That means the percentage you're going to take, and the portfolios that you will be investing in. That's basically the difference. Yes, and cost can also play a role depending on how expensive it is, so to speak, to invest in that investment. Okay, let me just move this little thing here so that I can carry on. We have already lost too much with this GPF. My pensions are short. Mamfeme, I have made about 50 videos on this. You guys have not lost anything. So please, just go and educate yourself, because it's really starting to become very irritating to have to try and explain to you guys that the money was never yours. It's always calculated to the formula, and the formula has been brought down. the factor has been brought down. It was never your money. You only lose out if you resign and you withdraw your money. If you don't, if you stay in the pension fund, you still get the same retirement benefits. So just don't retire. The resignation benefit means absolutely nothing if you stay with the GPF. But if you resign and you withdraw the money, you will get out less than what you would have gotten before October. You haven't lost the money. They've just changed the calculation because they have to protect the people in the fund. They don't have to protect the person that's resigning. You are choosing to leave if you resign, not them telling you to go. So please, mate, go and educate yourself. You're not losing money. Okay, that's it, everybody. It seems like that is that for tonight. Hilton, very good, but high-risk investments would be in Mexico and Colombia. Hilton, I think you're right. Have a good evening, folks. All the best. I will check you again next week, Thursday. Keep well.